Shalom. Okay, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Rakatha Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Rakatha Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles of Great Millstone, our elders at GMS. Okay, and salutation, peace, and blessings to the hopeful elect of the children of Israel, the 12 tribes. Okay, whether whoever you are, whether you're scattered amongst the four corners of the earth, amongst heathen nations, or living abroad, or living here in Babylon. Okay, uh, besides it's being prophecy, uh, this place is pretty much being destroyed because it's done wickedness, you know, mainly to the Most High's elect, his people, is the children of Israel, you know. All right, and now we're witnessing this place faces judgment. You know, it's gonna be this judgment's gonna take a while, you know, because the Most High hates this place, so he's bringing it down slowly. Even though things seem to be speeding up and more things is happening, he's letting this place suffer, man. You know, and what he's taking away what these devil loves most is money and, money and wickedness. You know, money and wickedness. All right. But again, like I said, besides it's being prophesied, you know, this place is being destroyed, which is a prophecy. Yeah. This is a vision that Apostle John saw. You know, Mystery Babylon. Revelation, I think it's 18, 17, Slocket. Okay. And that woman is America. What's her name? America is feminine itself. Okay. But this is what all the doom of Babylon. Okay, I'm gonna show you what Babylon. Just a quick, a good clue, an open clue, and proof that America is Babylon. You know, which I'm sure if any other brothers ever brought it out, but it's a clear sign and an open clue that this place is Babylon, the doom of Babylon. Okay, and let me start reading this. And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. And that's a clue. And listen, what are they usually referred to as America as? The melting pot. And look at this here. Do this. I already did it. I don't know why I exited out, but here we go. The melting pot. A place where a variety of peoples, cultures, or individuals assimilate into a cohesive whole. I mean, just out in the open. And they do refer to America, Babylon, as the melting pot. All right. And this, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. And those many waters are peoples, nations, okay, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine. The inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And all those customs, again, that you go into, that a lot of those customs, cultures, and or individuals assimilating into a cohesive whole, cultures, a variety of peoples and cultures. All right, that's all those abominations and filthiness. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. But it's only the prophets that really can explain Mystery Babylon. You know, the rest can't see it, man. You know, clearly it's going to remain a mystery to them. You know, But that mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, abomination of the earth, which they claim America, the greatest nation, which America, Most High made America a great nation. And it's mainly great because of its military might, and it was great at one time because of its petrodollar. And how all of this has fallen. The petrodollar is damn near wiped out of existence, and its military might no longer exists. Well, it's still there, but other nations has been risen up, and those nations building up their missiles, and those missiles is the key. Those missiles, that great technology of those missiles, is pretty much what's the word I want to say? Is evening out the playing field, so to speak. Though Babylon still have these nukes, but as far as a conventional war and conventional fighting goes, these other nations is ready to go at it, man. With Babylon. Okay, they're ready to go at it. So again, a place with variety of people, cultures, individuals assimilating into a cohesive whole. Was there more to this? That just caught my eye, and I didn't do any more reading into the melting pot. How would you describe America as a melting pot? It says the United States is often depicted as a melting pot in which diverse cultures and ethnicities come together to form the rich fabric of our nation. Ethnicities, that's that word. The word is derived from ethnos. When you go in the scriptures, if I'm correct, is it Gentiles? Ethnos, Gentiles? Okay, let's a best example of a melting pot. The term melting pot was coined in 1908 by Israel Zangwill. It was first used as a metaphor to describe the union of many nationalities, cultures, and ethnicities. And really, I learned something from looking that up. America being referred to as the melting pot has always crossed my mind. The melting pot. So I eventually just looked it up. The melting pot. I always wondered. You don't want to assume what it means, but pretty much I never assumed anything. It's just I always knew it was referred to as the melting pot. And now you know what it means by the melting pot. But anyway, here we go. Let's go back. These curses and things like that. Genesis. This place is on its way out. And you see, it goes back to the beginning. And, you go back to the beginning and it'll answer a lot of questions as well on what's going down now. And then it's easy to explain why what's going down now is happening. And by thy sword, and this is speaking of Esau, receiving his blessings from his father, Isaac. His father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. Salaki, 38. And Esau, so now we know who we're talking about. The so-called white man, all right? That's Esau. And by the sword shalt thou live, and by thy sword shalt thou live. And there you go, modern day sword, guns. And pretty much this devil had made economics a weapon, money a weapon. He done made social behavior, social judgment, social social. He done made that. He done made it all a weapon all across the board, other than just the actual sword, the gun. He done weaponized social, political, judicially, and economic. He turned it all into weapons, and by thy sword shalt thou live. And again, why I say that, it's easy to say that because what did he do? What's the scripture says? Unrighteous decrees. And those unrighteous decrees that this devil read, right, is a weapon to help further oppress who? The Israelites, So it's easy to explain socially, economically, judicially, politically, how those are weapons, all right? But he turned the complete system around into a weapon. And by the sword shalt thou live and shalt serve thy brother. All right. But this is the blessing that this devil has broken from, other than the sword, serving his brother. And it shall come to pass, like it says, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, wandering, freedom. He's a wanderer. All right. He's a wanderer. He's a slave on the loose, a fugitive on the loose. You know, what does the scripture say? But when, as far as Cain, thou shalt be a. Here, let me grab that. Here we go, 4:12. And when, speaking of who? Speaking of Cain, and the Lord said unto Cain, that's the same, that's the spiritual white man. You know, that's the mark he got. He took his pigment away. But let me continue on. Where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. A liar, man. I my brother's keeper? And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. You know, that's why they add all kind of chemicals and drugs into the soil. You know, these cancer causing chemicals and materials, which what another term they use, forever chemicals. You know, forever, that's constantly going to be, they're going to continue and forever be in the soil. You know, forever chemicals. Look that up, forever chemicals. I thought I had it up, but anyway. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which has opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thee. And when thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength, because they don't follow. You remember, these devils took on the Bible. They take on the Bible. They take on the Bible as far as claiming to be the Lord's people, the chosen nation. They take on the Bible to claim they're God-fearing people, and you know. So it will not yield unto thee her strength. As you look at things now, it's just pretty much, you know, damn near non-existence as far as the size and the you look at the people, the animals, the trees, our food, everything is weakened, and it continue to get weaker. It's pretty much fading away. The earth faded away. The earth mourneth and fadeth away, like the scripture says. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. It says, a fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. A fugitive and a vagabond. A fugitive and a vagabond. A fugitive. And this is what we're witnessing. You know, from the conception of this place, Babylon, was like pretty much criminals until this present day. But let me go. A to quiver, totter, shake. Wait a minute, did I hit the right word up? And a fugitive. Okay. I love the show The Fugitive, and I mean the early '60s Fugitive with I can't remember his name, David Jansen. I can't remember his name. A person who has escaped from a place or is in hiding, especially to avoid arrest or persecution. And now this devil is starting to face persecution. Okay, a fugitive and a vagabond. Vagabond Jews. To move to and fro, wander aimlessly, take flight. You know, cause to wander. A person who wanders from place to place without a fixed home, one leading a vagabond life. Again, the scriptures keepeth not at home. Habakkuk, um, keepeth not home. Keepeth not home. It's like it's escaping me. Um, it's like it's escaping me right now. Let me see. Here we go. I'm not sure if it's in this Habakkuk too. Yeah, also because he transgresses by wine, he's a proud man, neither keepeth at home. There we go. He enlarges his desire as hell and as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathering unto himself, but gathering unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. There we go. The melting pot. The melting pot. Here we go. So where was I? A person who wanders from place to place without a fixed home, one leading a vagabond life. Let me do this instead. Let me do this just out of curiosity. The white man. Hey, this is him. Pull up some images. This is him. The self-proclaimed white man. The Edomites. The biblical Edomites. And that's another name. The tribes, savages. You ought to be ashamed of himself. So where was I at? A vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. Okay, so here we go. So right now he's free. He broke that yoke from off his. I'm in the wrong part, so lock it. It's Revelation. Oh, Slucky, let me just hit. Genesis 27. So here we go. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. And these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah. And she sent and called Jacob, her younger son, and said unto him, behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doth comfort himself, proposing to kill thee, plotting. It says plotting when you go into LLT. There you go. It's always a plot going on. This devil is always plotting. You will live by the sword and you will serve your brother, but when you decide to break free, you will shake his yoke from your neck. From that time on, Esau hated Jacob because their father had given Jacob the blessing. Esau began to scheme. And the biggest major scheme is going on right now as we speak, man. Those unrighteous decrees and those devices that he's bringing to pass. I will soon be mourning my father's death. Then will I kill my brother Jacob. And he's scheming, He's scheming. And through that whole scheme, he's been touching that. And that's why I had this up. The apple of the Most High's eye. Okay? Zechariah 3:2-8. For thus, and going into this apple is fire too. But thus said the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoil you. For he that touches you touches the apple of his eye. And here we are. This place is getting judged for touching the apple of the Most High's eye. There was a precept to this as well. Zechariah 2:8. Psalm 17:8. Keep me as the apple of the eye. We're praying constantly to remain a hopeful elect, to remain in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And those that are doing the work, that's the perfect example of remaining the apple of the eye, of the Most High's eye, because you're doing as told, hide me under the shadow of thy wings. And this is beautiful as well, as far as us remaining in the truth. Another one, the vine is dried up in the fig tree. Is this one that? Here we go, Lamentations 2:18. Their heart cried unto the Lord. O wall of daughter of Zion, let tears run down like a river day and night. Give thyself no rest. Let not the apple of thy eye cease. The truth. That's the truth. That's these precepts. That's the work. It's the truth. The apple of the eye. Look at that song 2 and 3. As the apple tree among the trees of the wood, so is my beloved among the sons. Look, as the apple tree among the trees of the wood, so is my beloved among the sons. The Israelites, the elect sons of Israel. That's a beautiful scripture. So again, Zechariah 2:8, for thus said the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me among the nations which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you touches the apple of my eye. And now Revelation 17 is coming into play. This Babylon's being destroyed. Well, here, let me get that instead. Let me do this. Let me do this instead. Psalms 137 and 8. I mean, that's the NLT though. O Babylon, you will be destroyed. Happy is the one who pays you back for what you have done to us, the apple of the Most High Eye. Isaiah 14 and 4, you will taunt the king of Babylon. You will say, the mighty man has been destroyed. Yes, your insolence is ended. Jeremiah 51 and 58. This is the Lord of heaven's army says. This is what the Lord of heaven's army says. The thick walls of Babylon will be leveled to the ground, and her massive gates will be burned. The builders from many lands have worked in vain, for their work will be destroyed by fire. Ooh. Ooh. Jeremiah 51 and 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain? If so be she may be healed. Just yesterday, stopped through a drive-in to get some drive-through to get some water, and I just the spirit just hit me to ask the Ishmaelites that own the spot, a son and his father. First, the son comes up to me, asks for what I wanted. And after he got it, he came back, and no cars behind me. So I just said, "Hey, let me ask, hey, guys, are you familiar with the CBDC ushering in the cashless society? I explained to him how they're phasing all physical cash, and he looked at me like, huh? He was, I haven't. He said, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't, huh? I don't know what you're talking about. Let me ask my dad. And he literally had no clue. His father comes up and I repeat the same thing. Are you familiar with the central bank digital currency ushering in a cashless society? And Ishmael said, no, they've been saying that for years. That can never happen. There's too much cash. And he went on further to say, during the COVID epidemic, they printed trillions of dollars in cash, so there's too much out there for them to phase it out. I said, huh? Oh, Lord have mercy. Are you familiar with inflation? Like, no, they've been saying that for years. See, these other nations is totally clueless in what's going down, and a lot of them gonna die here, But there are some that's whose businesses going to start to slow down. They're going to get the hell up out of here. They're going to get the hell up out of Dodge, man. They're going to flee this place, But it was just a funny thing I experienced yesterday. But where she at? These here. So it's tearing this place apart. These economic numbers are staggering. It says. They're staggering. It says. This is our economy now. Tens of millions of Americans have been working multiple jobs just to survive. These places are shutting down anyway. A lot of the jobs are shutting down. Unemployment is rising. It's getting worse and worse. And again, with inflation coming into play, people has to. They're not getting the support they normally have. Either the husband lost his job or the wife lost her jobs, and they have to work 2 or 3 jobs, like it says. At this point, more than 60% of the population is living paycheck to paycheck. The Lending Club report also reveals 62% of Americans, including 48% of high-income consumers, were living paycheck to paycheck in February, up 2 percentage points from the month prior. But if you are able to find a way to scrap from month to month, you should be quite happy, because according to the author Matthew Desmond, approximately 18 million Americans have been living in a state of deep poverty. Deep poverty, staggering numbers, like it says. As I sit here, I am having difficult time comprehending these numbers. They are just so sad. No, they're not. This is it's to us is fantastic news. It's fantastic news. You know, it's fantastic news. It's, like what does the scripture say? Let me see if I can quote this correctly. Um, at the end of these scriptures, this is the faith and the patience of the saints. You know, we're patiently waiting for this place to fall. Literally, we're patiently waiting for this place to be to fall and be destroyed. It's our faith. It's our hope. The sooner the better. But these some staggering numbers. I'm not going to read through them all though. All these places. So I was quite alarmed when I heard that. I thought EA was doing well. Burger King will also be giving the axe to large number of workers as it closes 26 locations. Burger King has announced, what was that saying about AEA? Video Game Publishing Electronic Arts said on Wednesday it will lay off about 6% of its workforce and reduce office space in an attempt to cut costs. And video games is a hot thing right now. There's individuals that spending money on video games other than paying their bills. EA have about 12,900 staff. As of March end of last year, the Madden NFL Publisher also said it will move away from projects that do not contribute to its strategies. Burger King announced it will lay off 424 members of staff as it gears up to close 26 restaurants through April. And if Bed Bath & Beyond is unable to raise hundreds of millions of dollars, the entire company may soon go belly. And you walk past a Bed Bath & Beyond. I remember a few years ago that place was always packed. Even during the week, man, there were always customers that it was a revolving door, constant revolving door. Not anymore. Not anymore. They're going belly up. At this point, our money supply is actually falling at its fastest rate since the 1930s. If you know anything about the 30s, look up the Great Depression. Where the Great Depression is going to seem like a vacation to what Yahweh Shem Yahushua is about to bring upon this place. Sorry for making this too long. I like to continue on staying in the spirit and keep going over these things, bringing these things to light. It's just the spirit, man. That's all it is. It's just the spirit. And again, the scripture I mentioned earlier that I wanted to get unright. Is it decrees? Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievances which they have prescribed. So the ultimate goal again is to their ultimate goal is to get the elect. It's just a chair on the top when they can get the 2/3 in the midst They hate an Israelite period, whether they're wicked or righteous. They hate this an Israelite waking up to this truth, which there's a scripture that tells you that making ourselves a prey. They can't stand the fact that we're on the highways and the byways. They can't. Here, let me grab that. I thought it was a scripture in the Apocrypha, but let me see. Let me pull this up here. Let me do this instead. Give me a second to find a scripture here. I thought it was in the Apocrypha, though. And the one who turned himself to righteousness. I got to find it now that I got it up. Here, oh, Isaiah 59:15. That's it. Yea, truth faileth, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey. And the Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment. So here I must have some precepts under here. Slug it. What do I have here? I got a couple of scriptures. Hosea 4:1. It's First Ezra 4:37. Let me see what I got there. He'll say 4:1. Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel, for the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, no mercy, nor knowledge of the Most High in the land. Okay, by swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committed adultery, they break out, and blood touches blood. Therefore shall the land mourn, and every one that dwelleth therein shall languish with the beasts of the field and with the fowls of heaven. Yea, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. The grub, living good, the abuse, again, the abuse of plenty. There's people on the OSU campus homeless that, and I heard, I actually seen it in New York City, Manhattan, when closing comes down, when closing time, they dump food, they dump it, instead of just giving it away, they dump it in the dumpsters, and the homeless and people that are hungry go dumpster diving. And I've seen it a lot on OSU campus, downtown Columbus, homeless reaching into dumpsters and finding something to drink and eat, in a state of desperation, man. A state of desperation. So woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and their right grievance which they have prescribed. All right. There are laws right now, especially with Moab, the Chinese, and in California, the topic coming up with banning the Bible. Under Trump administration, when he was president, what did he say about he was giving reference to us out there in those highways and byways? How we should just leave, and the comments. I can't remember the actual comments he said, but he was giving reference to us, been out on the highways and byways, that it's we're terrorists or something of that extent. It's been a while, but I'm gonna close it there. So, the hell with Babylon, and giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that he's finally speeding up these prophecies and making it plain that this place is about to be destroyed. So all right, hope we were informed and edified. Till next time, Lord willing, shalom.